And joining us now with more on the latest in the war against Hamas in Gaza is Brigadier General in the Reserves Amir Avivi, founder and CEO of the Israel Defense and Security Forum. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
So it's day 612 of the war in Gaza, and the IDF says it's continuing to make progress towards defeating Hamas. But is there an end in sight?
Well, I think that we are entering a clear timetable. The army is talking about less than 2 months conquering 75% of the Gaza Strip. And conquering means really taking over the whole area and completely destroying all the infrastructure, all the terrorists, the tunnels, the houses that are booby-trapped, everything in those 75%. And this is done while the army continues to topple the leadership of Hamas and really change the whole way it's distributing the humanitarian aid in a way that Hamas is not getting the aid the way it did before. So I think that these three efforts combined together are going to bring closer really a clear win against Hamas.
So from a military and security standpoint, I mean, what further objectives does the IDF have in Gaza in terms of fully dismantling Hamas? You mentioned 75% of Gaza. What about the remaining 25%?
So the reason why they did it in 2 phases is the issue of the hostages. We want to bring back all the hostages. It's a clear goal of war. And we understand that the hostages are situated in the remaining 25%. The pressure that is amounting on Hamas should bring Hamas at a certain stage to agree to a ceasefire. They will only agree to a ceasefire if they feel pressured enough with their back against the wall and desperately needing a ceasefire, even if it's a short one. The pressure will bring, hopefully, Hamas to this stage, and we'll have a hostage deal, which of course will prolong the time until we'll bring down Hamas as a military and governmental entity. So we're trying to move both goals simultaneously, destroying Hamas and creating the terms for a hostage deal that will bring at least half of the hostages back. And then the big challenge will be, how do we deal with the remaining 25% and how do we release the remaining hostages?
And Israel has also confirmed that it's arming Gazan militias that run counter to Hamas. I mean, what do you think of this strategy? Can these militias even be trusted? Are they meant to replace Hamas in the future, or is this strategy likely to backfire?
So this really leads to a talk about the day after in Gaza. And the government said very clearly from the beginning, the day after Hamas, and there is no day after, which is not the day after Hamas, there will be no Hamas, no Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and also not the Palestinian Authority. So we need other options, and there are 2 options on the table. One is promoting Trump's plan of voluntary relocation of the Gazans. But again, I don't think that all the Gazans will leave Gaza. So what do you do with the remaining Gazans? And the answer is you have to build some kind of local leadership that will police the areas where the Gazans will be. And it's important to understand it's about policing. It's no rockets, no tunnels, no improvised explosive devices or anti-tank missiles. It's about really managing the everyday life of the Gazan society the day after Hamas. And for this, you need to build an alternative. And I think that the IDF, with the Shin Bet, and under the guidance of the government, is starting to build a replacement for Hamas that won't be Hamas, not Palestinian Islamic Jihad, and not Palestinian Authority.
And the question, of course, remains whether this alternative will be any better than Hamas. Brigadier General in the Reserves Amir Avivi, thank you so much for your insights today.